right. It is great, great to see so many people. There we go. How's that? All right. You good? Okay. All right. I guess it's time to get started. Hello, everyone. I'm Chief Jerry Wright. Welcome to our award ceremony. This is a pretty big deal. I like to call it our summer edition. It's a little warm. I tell them, turn down the AC. There's going to be some people in here. We have some great police work to tell you about and some even greater people to tell you about. Today it's all about incredible teams and very powerful partnerships. Can't wait to get started, but first we want to recognize some folks in our audience. With our Chamber of Commerce is here today. We have the President, Christina Womack, and we also have Chambers members Danny Schnautz and Christian Roca, who are always there to help us all the time. Thank you, guys. And also, we have several council members I saw here. We have Emmanuel Guerrero, council member from District C. I believe Johnny Fusler, council member elect from G, I saw. And we also had council member and mayor-elect Thomas Shanebein. Thank you for being here, sir. And I think I got everybody, councilmember Wise. All right, let's keep going. I don't like that feedback. Hang on one second. Is that good? Is that okay? We good? All right, perfect. All right. First thing, though, I do want to recognize is how much work that these award ceremonies kind of take. I want to recognize my entire admin team, our media team, the city's media team. Dolendale, I'm sorry, I just saw you from District F, Councilmember Dolendale. And our city's media team worked together with our media team, and it's really great because they get to highlight the folks that we're honoring today. And our awards committee, Lieutenant Ray Sorrell chairs our awards committee, and I will tell you, it is a lot of work from all of those different groups to put this together. What a job they do. Thank you all so much for that. You know, we have a long history of recognizing great work in our police department. It, in fact, goes back generations, and we're going to carry on those traditions today. We're going to honor and recognize one of the very best units on patrol today, and not one but two of our flagship endeavors with our department. And finally, we're going to recognize a group. I like to call them the Magnificent Seven. Yeah, just like the movie Magnificent Seven. They go after bad outlaws. And you should download it. You should stream it if you've never seen it. I don't recommend the 2016 version. Go back to 1960. You get the real vibe there. Without further ado, I want to invite up our first set of folks. Talking about teams, I want to invite up our bike patrol with their supervision. Come on up to the front, please. All right. They are representative of many individuals. In fact, that's part of the headline today. The division, here you see three in the supervisor. The thing about Bike Patrol, they are, by the nature of the name, patrol. They're out there doing the work right now. That's why most of them are not here. But it's actually the headline, their rapid growth and all that they've accomplished, which is really amazing. And I'm going to tell you about a little bit of that. They're under the command of Lieutenant Vicente Gonzalez and supervised by Sergeant Mitchell Enns. The sergeant and the lieutenant, I will tell both of you, when you have the kind of interest in a volunteer group that I'm going to share with you here in just a moment, when you have that kind of interest, then Sergeant and Lieutenant, you know you're doing something right. Sergeant Mitchell Enns took over the unit last year. Since then, Bike Patrol unit has certified, this is amazing logistically, certified 21 new officers. 21, that's 7 per shift. We have 3 shifts. They went from 11 to 33. That is a 200% increase, y'all, and that is the highest numbers of this particular unit on record with our department ever in our history. So I'd like a round of applause for that. Absolutely. Let me tell you some stats, and they're staggering, actually. 123 total proactive deployments. That is assignments, specific assignments addressing proactive policing. You hear me talk a lot about proactive policing, how important it is for the community to see those red and blue lights and have those directed missions. Also, 1,200 citizen contacts, over 100 arrests, many of which were made aiding patrol on in-progress calls for service. They also helped out with a major initiative that we had going on for quite some time, Pasadena Boulevard Corridor Crime Initiative, we called it, and it was all about heavy saturation in a hotspot area and with a departmental team effort. Our calls for service were in fact decreased in that area, that I'm proud to say, and again, great job to you all. If you want to impact crime, you have to do proactive policing. You got to hit it from a lot of angles, and a bike patrol is one of the absolute best ways that we accomplish that, because they are really phenomenal at catching crooks. So, and they can switch gears very quickly and pivot to community engagement. I will say HOA meet and greets, summer camps, Fourth Fest, rodeo, National Night Out. They even look out for the kids trick-or-treating on Halloween. Just amazing things that they've been able to accomplish. And over and over and over again, this division, again, 3 here, put 9 behind or 10 behind each one of them. They represent 33 other folks. This division has demonstrated the immense value of Bike Patrol for community engagement, crime deterrence, and proactive enforcement. These successes would not be possible without the hard work and dedication of the officers that are doing the job every single day out there, and of which some of you see here today. And I will tell you something, they have top-notch leadership. You can't have great successes like what we're talking about today without that leadership component. So important. In fact, we give out the Leadership Award to recognize those who consistently pursue our department's values through positive leadership and setting the example of professionalism. And I can tell you in policing, that's one of the highest priorities really is professional. Be professional in policing. The community depends on it. Sergeant Mitchell Enns has done a great job with this unit, setting goals, prioritizing communication, and developing his people. And I will tell you, Mitchell, you always go the extra mile, and you have an incredible attitude and work ethic. With that, I am extremely proud to present the Bike Patrol Division with the Unit Citation Award and Sergeant Mitchell Enns with the Leadership Award. And we're going to take a quick picture, and then I'm going to ask Sergeant Enns to say a few words.
Everybody hear me all right? Awesome. So, first of all, thank y'all. I had no clue about the Leadership Award. That was actually a surprise to me, so I really appreciate that. Everybody that was involved in that. The biggest thing, I wouldn't be standing here right now if it wasn't for the guys that work with me. They have carried these divisions. They've stepped up when I've needed help. And then any time that we've had stuff going on, they've been there every single time. So thank y'all, and thank everybody else that's not here today. And also thank you everybody above me that supported us and kept us going. I appreciate it.
All right, very well said. Let me tell you, I look out and you see family members of officers, and I'll tell you that is probably the best part of this, when you see that family member supporting the officer, sergeant, employee, civilian, doing great things, and they get, you can just see it. It's like a tractor beam. It is so incredible. Love, support, and sacrifice from the family members. I mean, you can't do this job without it, and I'll tell you that. All right, let's keep going. All right, I'm going to get serious for a moment. I wasn't going to mention this, but I think I'll go ahead and say it. You know, so many times it happens too fast. You trade your passion for glory. But not these next folks, because they all have the eye of the tiger. Come on up, Community Improvement Unit, all of you, and Nathan Womack and Shannon Poteet of the Code Enforcement Division. Please come forward. All right. It's okay. You can laugh a little bit. It's, you know, who doesn't like Rocky, by the way? It's the best of the best. All right. The unit. This is a community improvement unit. The unit is led by Lieutenant Josh Riding, Sergeant Matt Hibbs, and officers Chad Cook, Ryan Childers, and we call him Sweet Willie Jones, actually, because he never disappoints, right? And also David Garza works with the unit. Where's David Garza? Come on up here. Come on up here. All right. Now you want to be shy. I don't know. That's crazy. All right. Couldn't have done it without him. I'll tell you that right now. I do want to give an honorable mention to Health Department Director Kathy Perez, Martha O'Daniel. They did an awful lot of work with this unit on the things I'm about to describe to you. Also, Finance Director Sherry Burris and Karen Wallace in purchasing and their teams with funding. I'm going to talk about encampments and cleanup and beautification of the city. And I will tell you, it doesn't get done without all of those folks helping out and helping to come up with solutions. And a lot of them require funding and financing, I'll tell you that. And I got to give a ton of credit to Assistant Chief Tom Warnke. Thank you, Tom. He's here today. He said early on, let's bring code enforcement directly under CIU, Community Improvement Unit, so they can team up on problems in different parts of the city. So thanks to support from our mayor's office, that's just what we did. What a game changer that was, putting these folks together. And I will give a shout out to all of code enforcement. Incredible, incredible group, worked so hard. They work side by side with all the stakeholders. And I will tell you just a few of them are city departments, churches, nonprofits. That includes council members helping and calling in and reporting things and so forth. It is a massive joint effort. Harris County Resources, area businesses, all of those partnerships, all of those stakeholders, it's made all of the difference. Everyone working together to improve the physical condition and public safety of our city. They take care of quality of life issues, building issues, residential, even physically removing trash themselves left behind at these encampments. They've done an amazing job in what we call compassionate enforcement. Of course, we want to help get folks off the street or get them services, but at the end of the day, as Willie and I have had many discussions about, it's still our job to keep the city safe and clean at the end of the day. And Vicente Gonzalez, I saw you back there. You didn't come up with your group. I'll have to get with you after. You just look up and you see something. It just goes right in. These folks have made a real difference in the community. I'd like to give credit also to former members of the unit. This effort didn't start overnight. Sergeant John Bangelon, retired Sergeant Kenny King, and Lieutenant Chris Murray, early days, because all told, and the number, I talked with Sergeant Hibbs, the number is even greater now, because these stats are some time ago. They've cleaned up over 100 different camps in the city. They've made 600 calls for service this year alone. Is that correct? That is amazing. A round of applause for that. Now, that takes a Herculean effort and a ton of teamwork, and they really deserve the praise today. And I'm also going to share with you a little bit of information about our PACE program. All right. Early on, Lieutenant Ridings and I talked about how crime really impacts densely populated areas in our city. That was on our radar. Areas like our apartment home communities. Yeah, and how we needed to increase our presence and outreach in those particular areas. And I knew Officer Dave Garza for decades had been helping countless families in need, giving back in those very same apartment complex with different charity events and all sorts of things. He built some strong partnerships, and I knew we could use those partnerships. I knew he'd be perfect to help with this massive project we call PACE. Lieutenant Ridings got right to work, got back with me about a month later. He told me, Chief, I have a name picked out. I want to call it PACE. Pasadena Accreditation for Community Empowerment. We wanted to get ownership and buy-in from those areas so they themselves have stake and buy-in in what was happening. And also he said we would set the pace for others to follow. And I said, Lieutenant, quick question. Are you married to the name? I'm the chief. I'd kind of like to pick the name. Where's my Ed McMahon? That's like the weakest after. Never mind. Pace is good. Let's find it. We'll go with Pace. Can't have it all your way as chief, I'll tell you. It's all about our apartment communities coming on board to address security concerns, fencing, lighting, landscaping, even the length of the screws in the door jamb have an impact on safety and security. This is called CPTED, Crime Prevention Through Environmental Design. All of our officers and even the sergeant got certified in that. That is not an easy certification. It's actually very, very difficult to achieve. It's rooted in broken windows theory, and I want to give an honorable mention here today to retired Officer Bo Powers. I learned later, several years back, when Bo Powers was in community services, he made significant contributions on this same particular idea and the folks that worked with him, and we thank him for his earlier work in this area and passing that baton on to us. Again, one of our great retirees. Officer Chad Cook, he couldn't be here today. Our thoughts are with him. He leads the PACE effort, and he does a tremendous job with the sergeant, the rest of the team. Lieutenant PACE is a great way to work directly with our residents and businesses to make our city safer, and everything emanates outward with these things, I've learned. So proud of the program. It's strong and growing, great for Pasadena. Let's give them a round of applause. Very proud of them. Okay, before I actually give out the award, I would like to invite up our Chamber of Commerce representatives. Please come forward. Christina Womack, again, Danny and Christian. Please stand here if you would.
I would normally go the other side.
Part of the Chamber's mission is to support local business and community growth, as you know. They do an amazing job, one of the most active groups I've seen, and somehow Christina and her team, they find the time to help the police department on all sorts of projects, like PACE, like RAMP, we're about to talk about here in just a minute. Every time we call, they answer, and they say, yes, let's team up. And I'll tell you what, it makes for such a richer product at the end of the day, more successful. They connect us with the business community so we can work together to solve problems, again, throughout the city, different areas. Through the Chamber's Impact Pasadena Leadership Program, they're helping us develop leaders right here in our own department, which I think is an amazing partnership. And I hate to do it, but I'm going to call out Lieutenant Vicente Gonzalez one more time. He's currently in the program. Let's give a round of applause for him. I got to say, I just did that for fun because Vicente's awesome. All right. They even lend a hand to our Assist the Officer Foundation. I don't know if you know about this, but this is an incredible group, a very small group of 5-6 folks, and they have been working for over 16 years raising money to help officers and civilians in need during struggling times. And they work inside the police department. They partnered up with the Chamber. They told me I'm allowed to say this publicly. They just had their annual golf tournament. $100,000 they raised to help officers and civilians and employees, and they've been giving out scholarships to our employees' children for years and years. What an incredible group. Assist the Officer Foundation. Way to go. Way to go. Just incredible, incredible partnership. To the Chamber, I just want to say thank you, the friendship between our PD and the Chamber, and I want to say thank you for working together on this and other projects we did together. It's my privilege to recognize Ms. Christina Womack in the Chamber with this Appreciation Award. Thank you. Round of applause. And I'm going to put her on the spot and ask Christina to say a few words.
I never say no to a few words because there really is so much to celebrate with really all of these people that do the work and all of our men and women who serve in the police department and all the programs. It's always an easy yes whenever Chief, at prior administrations, we know it will be the same under new administration. When our businesses are connected with our police department and our communities are safe, employees thrive, residents thrive, and our community is known for being one of the better places to live, work, and play. And so we look forward to continuing to develop leaders, to continuing to see the folks that we get to partner with that do great work in our community and are just here to champion those efforts. And we can't do that without businesses like Danny, who is one of our executive committee members, because it's really our members that allow us the opportunity to get to do what we do. And my staff, Christian, is here. We're a small team, but they really care for what they do, and it's a privilege to get to partner with you guys. And we certainly thank the invitation from Chief Wright and prior administrations and look forward to continuing to support whatever the needs are for this and working with the departments who don't always get the glamorous part of the work, like these guys and the work that they do. And for that, we're thankful to partner. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. And with that, it also brings me great honor to present the Community Improvement Unit with the Chief Citation Award. Thank you all. And Lieutenant Ridings, can you say a few words as well about that?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. He actually kind of wrapped up a lot of what I would have said for these divisions. The two things I would add, I remember taking over a year and a half ago, and I'd get a complaint or a tip that we need to handle something with code enforcement, and I'd reach out to Jeremy or Nate, and I'm like stressed out. We need to get this taken care of immediately, and lo and behold, they're already working on it. So still give us your complaints and tips and all that, but I guarantee you, they don't stop. They don't see a problem and pass it up. They continue to work. So they do a great job. On our community improvement unit, I'll let you know, Chief, you probably don't know this, but our reputation has broken the city boundaries. So we have Webster, Pearland reaching out to develop their own program similar to ours. So I'm proud of these people. So thank you. Yeah.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Appreciate it. All right. All right. When folks start coming to your agency asking if you can teach them, I mean, really, there's no greater praise and flattery for what that unit is doing. It's outstanding, I'll tell you that. All right. Well, this part here, this is huge. This is really big. This is something I'm very excited about this next team, and it does involve several folks. It started as a program, and now it has reached full-on what I would call a movement, okay? And I'll get to what brings me to that conclusion in just a minute. We're going to do this in two parts. I'd like to invite up our RAMP coordinator, Brittany Adams, and our peer support team. Please come forward. All right. Now, again, they represent 20 total folks in our peer support. But hey, it's summertime. People are on vacations. It happens, right? Before I talk about RAMP, I want to tell you about this dedicated peer support team of officers and civilians who assist and support our personnel really during challenging times. You know, they do the same thing for family members of our employees. It's a big tent, and they know it's important what they do. I say this about peer support. I'll say it about chaplains too, which I'll call up in a minute. It takes a very special person. That is someone who is willing to take on and absorb the trauma of another person. That's a heavy load to carry. I will tell you that. I remember stopping by one of peer support's trainings. I was just walking by here for another reason. I was just going to say hello. I was literally taken aback and extremely pleasantly surprised at the individuals I saw in that training room. These individuals, every single one of them, and the rest of the what will make up 20, and I just blurted out to them, we are in such good hands with the people gathered in this room. That's what I said to them. We couldn't ask for a group with more desire to help others who are incredibly great people and seriously good listeners with deep levels of experience and wisdom. My goodness, such reputations in the most critical areas: caring, compassion, and credibility. And I want to just say thank you all for the important work you do and are doing, and I just want some applause for them. And we're going to do another group here, so I'm going to ask you guys to stay put for just a moment. Let me tell you how RAMP got started. RAMP, R-A-M-P. We wanted an area of the department designed for the sole purpose of helping and supporting employees. That was a major priority, major priority. We wanted one that recognizes this simple truth: if you're in policing, you're going to encounter traumatic events and also things that tend to build up over time. It's part of the job, unfortunately. Every one of us does. If you walk through the door at this station, you join the rest of us doing the backstroke in a cortisol soup. That's what I like to put it. We say, come on in, the water's fine, right? Sometimes it's not fine, though. We see, hear, and experience things that others thankfully don't have to. We wanted an area that, number one, connects our personnel with assistance first and foremost. That's the most important thing. Number two, we wanted that same area to help them grow as people, not just police employees, y'all. On the 5 pillars of wellness: mental, physical, social, financial, and spiritual well-being. Very important for every human being. And thirdly, we wanted a place in the department that helps them with career advancement in the form of mentorship. We never had really a formal program. I knew Lieutenant Kelly Bowman was exactly the right person to lead this effort. She had become quite the specialist on the topic, and I told her directly. I said, we're going to do this, and I have a great name for it. She stopped me mid-sentence, said, no, I already have the name picked out. I said, the name's been picked out again? Seriously? Can I at least choose the mascot? I'm thinking a combo spirit animal, maybe a tiger and a sloth. A tiger sloth that says we're ferocious, but we also like to conserve our energy. Again, where's my Ed McMahon? That was good. That was a good line. Maybe. And she said, no, it has to be RAMP, a resilience and mentoring program, because we all agreed we have to have a strong mentoring component, and RAMP was born. Miss Brittany Adams became our RAMP coordinator, and she and Lieutenant Bowman got right to work, creating infrastructure, revamping and enlarging our peer support with the work of all these great people and their other peers in peer support. Brittany produces great RAMP newsletters we get on a regular basis. She's been teaching resilience and wellness lessons on Fridays to our cadets in the academy. We're already seeing improvements in retention because of it. We also, this is big, we also run our mentoring program right out of our academy under the RAMP umbrella. I'm proud to say we have 50 individuals in our department who stepped up and said, you know what, I will be that phone-a-friend for newly or newer tenured employees to help them grow and develop. Every cadet is assigned a mentor, and that program is also available to all our personnel. It's incredible. Something to be proud of, yeah. And if that weren't enough, here's where it gets really interesting now. The whole RAMP idea began to grow organically in ways that we never anticipated. Different groups, and I call them camaraderie groups, because the whole purpose of this, it was really to kind of harken back to the days of old where we did a lot of things together, not just in the police department, but in society. We would, do you remember family reunions and picnics and so forth? Those sometimes don't happen as often anymore. We wanted to go back to a little bit of that time like that in our department. So these camaraderie groups began to pop up. We have a fitness team of 40 people in the department. 40 people. They do charity events and runs and other things. A golf team of 10 people. Same thing. Charity events, golf tournaments. A marksmanship team with 40 people involved in that, in competitions, in gathering and meeting. Do you know that we even have a Lord of the Rings book club? We do. Sadly, the only member is retiring next week, so. Is there a super nerd in the house? Sergeant Cody Powell, are you here? Somebody tell him about that. He'll laugh at that. All right. But the point is, all these camaraderie groups are made of, made myself laugh, are made of people from all across the department. When you count them up and you add in peer support and chaplains who we're about to call up and mentors, the total number reaches 200 people in our department that are involved in the RAMP program of a 400 or so member department. I mean, that deserves a round of applause. Yeah. And it's folks from every area of our department all engaged in the same mission, just supporting each other, right? The RAMP endeavor reminds us all of what we share in common: hopes, dreams, families, sometimes challenges. I'm proud of the RAMP effort and everyone involved. Thank you all for lighting the path for us and helping to bring our department a little closer together. And again, round of applause for that. Thank you. All right. I would like everyone to stay put because I want the chaplains to come up, so just scoot that way just for a moment. All right. And chaplains, please come forward. All chaplains. And Sergeant. And they are led by Sergeant Craig Hamilton. All right. And I talked to Sergeant Hamilton, and gosh, some beautiful things really said by Sergeant Hamilton about our chaplains, who apparently can't afford a summer vacation. I'm just kidding. They all came out. That's awesome. That's great. All right, our chaplains are led by Sergeant Craig Hamilton. Chaplains are there for the community and for our own employees. They provide spiritual guidance and a listening ear during some of the absolute toughest moments of a person's life. And like our peer support, they serve not for recognition or reward, but out of compassion and commitment and faith. Our chaplains, and I love this, our chaplains are quiet heroes who walk alongside our officers and our community. In those moments when chaplains are called upon, they really do act as a bridge between the police and the public, bringing calm to chaos in some of these scenes and compassion to a lot of pain. They do all of these things on a voluntary basis with busy lives and church families of their own to take care of. They are absolutely, like peer support, absolutely one of the greatest assets of our police department. Tragically, one of our great chaplains, Don McGowan, passed away earlier this year, just a few months ago. I would like to invite Don's wife, Stephanie McGowan, and any family that may be with her, to come forward, please, for a presentation. And Miss Stephanie, if you could come over and do it. I'm going to tell you just a little bit about Don. What a great, great, great man. I would describe him as what I told Stephanie, a very strong presence and a presence of leadership. When I saw Don at an event, I could hear his voice over the crowd, and over other conversations, I could make his voice out. That's how just trajectory that he had. Don's presence stood out to me. Over 34 years, he served faithfully at his church, Faith Assembly of God, and throughout the years, he poured his heart into many, many different ministries, including serving as one of our great, great chaplains at our department. It was such a huge deal to Don to make sure that the officers knew that they were supported, they were respected, and they were never alone. That was really huge to him. Don's legacy is all about service, faith, humility, and love for his community. We miss him so much, and we know his family misses him just completely, multitudes more. Stephanie, you and Tyler, Adriana, and the entire family, you will always be part of our family. From a grateful department, it is an honor to present you with a very small token of appreciation for Don and his service. Thank you. Fantastic. One second. All right. We actually did that way more efficient. than I thought it was going to be. And with that, it brings me also great honor to award the entire ramp team with the Chief Citation Award and our great chaplains with the Don McGowan Service Award. Yes. Please come forward, Craig.
2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 7 says that we all give from the heart and that the Lord loves a cheerful giver. And you officers should all know that every day you are covered in prayer by these men and women. And so today we want to take just a quick moment at a time and ask you to pray for us and also one of our chaplains, a 15-year member, Donald Granberry. He's had some health issues, and we have learned today that he is in critical condition and is going to be called home soon. So if you will bow your heads with me while we pray for him. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you, Lord, for the opportunity to serve, and we thank you for bringing us to know each other, Lord. We specifically pray for Brother Donnie, Lord, and just ask that you would be with him, be with his family, Lord. And if you choose to not heal his body, Father, that you would just welcome him home with comforting arms, Lord. You tell us that heaven is the destination, the final journey that we all hope for, Lord. And as he gets closer to it, we just pray that you would comfort all of those around him and that you would just make his transition pass easily. We love you, Lord, and we thank you, for we ask these things in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you all. Great job.
Go sit down.
Yep.
You can sit. Yeah, we'll do it back there, Gene.
And I would like, Brittany, would you mind coming up for just a few words? This is Brittany Adams, and she has really been a centerpiece of this entire ramp movement that support. This is all about support and all of its many facets. And I asked Brittany if she would just say just a few words about this particular program that was built and is just amazing to me. So thank you.
Thank you, Chief. So first off, Lieutenant Bowman would like to apologize for not being able to be here today. So while the ramp unit is an amazing concept, it is nothing without the support and participation of the department. For instance, the program needed 22 mentors to launch the mentor program, and 50 officers stepped up. The fitness team we started with hopes of getting at least a dozen people to participate. Now there's over 40. They've also logged about 450 miles since the first race. The marksmanship team was also well received by the department with over 40 people signing up and participating in extra skills every month. The ramp team has been working hard to break down the stigma and asking for help, which as a result in peer support team members have been contacted an average of 20 times a month. The Cortico app and peer support team have been used extensively, not only by our first responders and retirees, but by their families as well. At the last 2 open houses held at the academy, we were asked by civilians looking to join the department. And they asked, what emotional support team do we have for our officers? Society knows that resiliency is a thing now. Having a resiliency unit is not only helping with recruitment, but also retention. The entire ramp team would like to thank Chief Wright for having the vision to create a unit, the peer support team and mentor who volunteered to serve, and to everyone who has offered suggestions for new endeavors or participating in the ones already launched. We would also like to thank Ms. Christina Womack with the Chambers for supporting RAMP through their website and creating those vital introductions for the community. We've had golf team, rodeo tickets, and 5Ks all donated from the Chambers. The RAMP program is just a collection of ideas until it was supported by the administration of over 200 PD officers who stepped up, volunteered, and engaged to make this unit successful. On my behalf, I would also like to a moment to share how deeply grateful I am to work for the Pasadena Police Department. This experience has not been more than just a job. It has been a journey of purpose and connection. Being involved with the RAMP program has been a highlight of my time here. Watching it grow and evolve has filled me with pride, knowing that we are making a real difference. The relationships we've built and the support we've provided have been truly inspiring. Looking ahead, I am excited about the possibilities that lie before us. I am eager to continue expanding the RAMP program within our department, creating more opportunities for engagement and support. I believe that together we can achieve great things. Thank you for your dedication and support. I can't wait to see what the future holds for us and for the RAMP programs. Let's continue this important work together.
All right. For our final presentation, I want to invite up the Gulf Coast Violent Offenders Task Force officers and their sergeant. Please come forward. Let me tell you about what they're being recognized for. This unit is tasked with locating and arresting individuals wanted for serious and very, very violent crimes, including homicide, armed robbery, aggravated assault, and other high-risk offenses. They are highly trained, laser-focused on intelligence gathering, surveillance, and tactical operations. They're all tactical experts, in fact. A lot of training involved in that. They work closely with local, state, and federal agencies to track fugitives across jurisdictions. Their mission is to locate and bring to justice the most dangerous offenders as quickly as possible. Since the unit opened its doors, I want to share with you some stats. They've made over 600 arrests of these types of very violent offenders, 51 homicides, 204 aggravated assaults, 79 robberies, 74 sexual assaults, 11 assaults on police officers, and 7 kidnappings. And these are a little bit dated, these statistics, so they've been doing a lot more work since even these came out. Each of these cases requires an extraordinary amount of work because when these individuals are in the wind, when they've ran off and absconded, they pose an ongoing threat to society. That's why this unit works so hard to arrest them quickly. It sends a clear message that justice will be pursued relentlessly, regardless of how long it takes, the resources required, or where the suspect may flee to. I want to just take a minute and commend each of you for taking on this assignment. It's one of the most dangerous in the department. Please give them a round of applause. Essentially, that's recognition for their bravery and commitment to doing a very, very difficult job. I do want to add one last thing, is something I would like to mention that is very important. This unit is one that I worried about constantly. They know that because no surprise here, the chances of them being in an officer-involved incident are increased because of what they do and who they're going after. I'll say this about officer-involved incidents. It can happen in any division, no matter where you're assigned. Patrol, investigations, crime scene, any of them. And we talked a lot about RAMP today, resilience, how important it is to support our officers as they go through these events that I'm talking about. Because during and afterwards, there's an array of different things an officer has to endure and navigate, and guess what? Their family, as I said earlier, love, support, and sacrifice. They take that ride right along with them. Officers bear that weight. They do it very humbly. They don't ask anything in return for it. I think it's amazing. Least we can do is offer our gratitude for the courage it takes to uphold the law in the most difficult of circumstances, an officer involved. In short, we can offer them our support, and with that, it is my utmost honor to present this division with the Chief Citation Award and the Valorous Award. To give them a round of applause. And that will conclude our ceremony for today. Thank you all. There's cake and punch down the hall. Please congratulate the recipients.